If you're looking at a home right now around $500,000, there's probably one sitting on a beautiful lot in an established neighborhood. Gorgeous character, mature trees, original hardwoods, dark wood trim, everything that screams, this is home. And then there's probably another one, brand new, clean, modern finishes, under builder warranty, and maybe it's $25,000 more. Most people think the old one costs less. Sometimes they can be wrong, and that assumption could end up costing you thousands. I'm Chris Roberts, your Southeast Tennessee relocation realtor, and I help people from all over the country find their roots here in Chattanooga and Cleveland. And you know, I've bought exactly 0 brand new houses in my entire life. All of my homes, yeah, they needed some work, and some of them needed some pretty serious work. I've had a cute 1920s home in Indiana, and it started with just peeling some wallpaper off and then ended up with a floor that was stained this beautiful ebony color. I had a straightforward rectangle in Maine that needed everything updated. And then there's the house right here in Tennessee that I live in now that was very much burned down. No plumbing, no electrical. I could literally see straight from the inside to the outside. So you'd think when my relocation clients ask me whether they should buy that charming older home or the brand new build down the street, that I'd tell them to go for the character every time. Well, not always. So let's find out why. Today, we're talking about something that most people don't calculate when they're comparing homes, the actual long-term cost. Because here's the thing, when you're relocating to the Chattanooga or Cleveland area, you're not just buying a house, you're relocating for that peace of mind. And sometimes that charming 1940s home with the original hardwoods and the cute front porch, it could cost you way more than you think. Now, before anyone thinks that I'm just dunking on old homes, I'm not. Remember, I literally rebuilt a burned down house myself. I get the appeal, but there are a lot of people relocating here that don't want to spend their weekends at Lowe's or their evenings watching someone else's YouTube channel. I mean, you wouldn't dare watch someone else's channel, right? So let's do some relocation math. The kind that might completely change which house you put an offer on. And stick around because I'm going to tell you a story about a client who bought what looked like the perfect move-in ready home, and then everything started falling apart 3 months later. All right, let's say you're looking at 2 homes. Both are around $500,000. Home A is a gorgeous 1950s brick ranch, hardwood floors, tons of character, mature trees in an established neighborhood. It's been updated, new paint, new countertops, looks move-in ready. Home B is a brand new build in a community like the Farmstead in Hickson or Wildflower by Empire Communities. Modern finishes, open floor plan, and a builder warranty. But it's $525,000, so it's $25,000 more upfront. Most people look at that and think, well, obviously, I'm going to save some money with Home A. But here's what most relocators don't factor in. Things like energy efficiency. That 1950s home, maybe it's got old windows and older HVAC, insulation that's probably compacted or missing in spots. Your power bill could easily be $50 to $100 more per month than a new build with modern insulation and energy efficient systems. Over 10 years, that's going to be $6,000 to $12,000. And then there's maintenance and repairs. Even if the home looks updated, you're inheriting a roof that might need replacing in 5 years, an HVAC system that's 15 years old, or plumbing that might be original to the house. Budget at least $2,000 to $5,000 a year for stuff that is just going to happen. And then there's inspection surprises, and this is kind of where things get real. Let me tell you about a client who learned this the hard way. These clients who are now good friends, they fell in love with an older home that had been recently flipped. It looked incredible, fresh paint, new floors, and while it didn't have updated windows, we made sure to get those put into the contract to get installed. The inspection came back pretty clean. A few minor things, but there was nothing alarming, and they closed and life was good. A few months later, they noticed the kitchen floor had a little bit of a hump in it. It turns out that there was a slow drip behind the sink. The plumbing, it hadn't been done perfectly during the renovation, and because the work was so recent, the inspection never caught it. The water hadn't been dripping long enough yet to cause visible damage. But by the time they noticed, the subfloor was soaked. The original bottom cabinets were ruined. They had to tear up all of the flooring in the kitchen, replace the subfloor, get entirely new cabinets, and to match, they had to replace the uppers too because it was an older home with custom cabinets. Oh, and while all of this was happening, the HVAC died. Now, thankfully, they'd gotten a home warranty as part of closing because the HVAC was older, so that helped with the replacement. But between the kitchen disaster and everything else, they were easily out over $10,000 in repairs within the first 6 months. And here's the thing, they really love their home now, and it's beautiful. I was just over there the other day, and I couldn't be more happy for them. They've totally made it their own, and they're going to have wonderful memories there for years to come. But that's a lot of stress and a lot of money that nobody saw coming. And it all happened in a house that looked move-in ready. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not saying that all old homes are bad. So why did I buy a completely burned down house if I know all this stuff could happen? Because I wanted the challenge. I wanted to build something. And most importantly, I wanted the location. 3 acres in a small town outside of Cleveland was exactly where Megan and I wanted to be. But let me tell you, it was a full-time project on top of my full-time job. I'm talking 2 years of work, dealing with blown-in insulation in the ceiling that came down and turned into literal mountains of mess. Megan suited up in a Tyvek suit and a respirator mask, scooping it all up into trash bags like we were on an episode of Breaking Bad. There was this one moment where I had all the exterior sheathing lined up going down the long side of the house, half inside and half outside, so that I could just move down the line quick, like a chef with all their ingredients prepped. I thought I was being so efficient. It was exhausting. It was expensive, and I loved it because I love building things. But here's what I tell my clients. Most people relocating to Southeast Tennessee are coming here for a better quality of life, not a second job renovating a house. And that's okay. It's actually kind of smart. So let's talk about what you're actually getting with a brand new build and why the math might make more sense than you think. When you buy a new home in a community like Northside or Kings Court in Cleveland or the Farmstead in Hickson, here's what you're really buying. A warranty that actually protects you. Most builders around here are going to offer a 1-year warranty on workmanship and materials, a 2-year warranty on the mechanical systems like your plumbing, electrical, and your HVAC, and a 10-year warranty on any structural components. So if something goes wrong, you're covered. You're not writing a check to a plumber at 9 p.m. on a Saturday night because your pipes just burst. And you're getting energy efficiency that saves you some real money. New builds have modern insulation, energy-efficient windows, and HVAC systems that aren't working overtime to keep your house comfortable. Your utility bills, they're going to be lower starting from day one. And nothing is going to need replacing for years. You're not inheriting that 15-year-old roof or a water heater that's just on borrowed time. Everything is new. You know exactly what you've got and how long it's going to last. And then you get modern layouts with smart home readiness. And if you're in Chattanooga, you're going to be getting that EPB fiber internet in every new build. There would be an uproar if you didn't. So you've got gigabit speeds ready to go. And Cleveland Utilities even has its own broadband utility, so we can expect that to be showing up as standard new builds pretty soon too. Now, does that mean that everybody should buy brand new? Not necessarily. Let me tell you about a client who chose the old home anyway and why it was the right call for her. I had a client who went under contract on a beautiful older home. Tons of character, dark wood trim, great layout, and it was in a perfect part of town for her with a big yard. She was absolutely in love with it. And then the inspection came back, and it was a lot. The house needed a brand new roof. There was moisture in one of the walls. The sump pump was tied into the main sewer line, which is a big no-no. And this was a 100-year-old house, and it showed. So we terminated the contract. And then a week later, she called me. She said, "Chris, I can't stop thinking about that house. I know it needs work, but I love it. Can we go back?" So we did. We renegotiated, end up at about 10% below the original asking price, and she bought it. She knew exactly what she was getting into, budgeted for those repairs, and she's been getting the work done ever since. And you know what? She is thrilled because for her, the charm and the character and the location were worth it. So here's the bottom line. I'm not here to tell you which type of home to buy. I'm here to make sure that you go into your purchase with all the information, not just pretty pictures and marketing brochures. If you love old homes and you're ready for the reality of maintaining one, that is awesome. If you want the peace of mind that comes with a new build and a warranty, that is awesome too. But when you're relocating to Southeast Tennessee, your home should be your sanctuary, not a source of stress. And for me, building things is what brings me peace. But with how much that I holler and scream when I measure once and cut twice, Megan definitely wouldn't think so. And that's why I put together a free relocation guide that covers this stuff. The real story about dining, healthcare, local events, and neighborhood insights that you're not going to find in a brochure at a rest stop. Go ahead and click that link below to grab that guide and let me know in the comments, are you team old home charm or team new build warranty? I'd love to hear what matters the most to you. And if you found this helpful, go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos about relocating to the Chattanooga and Cleveland area. Your next chapter should be your best chapter. So let's make sure that we find that peace of mind for you right here in Chattanooga and Cleveland, Tennessee.